Hi, hello. This is a really quick guide to driving the Cayman at Silverstone on iRacing. Um, and it's it's actually this car is like actually pretty chill, so it shouldn't be that hard. Um, but yeah. Anyway, here's some quick bits of information. For starters, um, this is how my wheels set up, but I think you'll want it set up to whatever you like. This is my field of view at the moment, so that's what it looks like to me. Um, but you can change your field of view by pressing, I think it's like the bracket keys, and you can make it like bigger or smaller, or like you can basically move it around. So find something that works well with you. I use this field of view. That's what I recommend getting right. And then otherwise, make sure your wheel's comfortable and it's got good force feedback. Yeah. And then once you're in the car, the first thing to know is that there's no clutch in this car. So if we have a standing start, and I don't know, we may have a rolling start. If we have a rolling start, just do what the game tells you, I guess. But if we have a standing start, I'm going to turn the wheel on just so you can see it. Steering wheel. If we have a standing start, just hold the throttle and then shift into gear 1. So you don't even have to like do anything. So you can be sitting as long as you're in neutral, like sit on the grid in neutral with foot on the throttle, and then when the lights go out, just pull first gear. That's all you have to do. You don't have to let go of the throttle or just hold the throttle down. It's really easy. Anyway, my fastest lap was this lap. This car actually takes like 2 laps to really come up to temperature. So on the first lap, it'll be kind of sketchy. So just be ready for it. But it gets faster as the race goes on. So this is my lap here. I brake at about the 100 marker, I want to say. This car has both traction control and ABS. So the Cup car that we were driving didn't have traction control and it didn't have ABS. So it was quite difficult. But this car is traction control and it is ABS. And it should be automatically activated in the setup they give us. So basically, I brake at 100 for turn 1. And I throttle out in 4th gear, I pull 5th, and I brake at like 100 for this. We go down to 2nd. That's my line here, brake again, down to 2nd. I don't use 1st gear, only 2nd gear. Then it's flat out through here. Yeah. So even though we have ABS, I'm trying not to brake that much. So like I'm only trying to brake 80% maybe at most. Oh, I brake a bit too much there. And these lock-up lights come on. See these like yellow lights at the bottom? If they come up, if they like turn on, that means you've locked up. Or the ABS is like working basically. The fastest way to drive this car is to not have those lights lock up. But if you're having trouble and you're finding it really difficult, that's okay if it locks up. That's like okay. So yeah, I'm braking at 100. I go down to 2nd. If you want to brake earlier, that's totally fine, at like 110, 120. And I stay in 3rd gear through here, and I just kind of like balance the throttle. So a bit of throttle, I short shift to 3rd. I actually use 2nd. And yeah. I'm flat out through this corner. And then for this corner here for cops, I'm braking at the 100 board. So make sure you brake at the 100 board and give yourself as much room on the left as possible. Big brake. And then tip it in nice and early and try and spot this entry. And this car is like rear engine, or it's mid-engine. So basically, whenever you're on the throttle, it should grip more, which is good. So into this corner, try and stay as left as possible. Like you want to go right up to this red curb. I even drive over it because yellow. And I brake here. I stay in 5th. You can jump this, so go over this curb, cut this curb as much as you can, and then try to bring it back to the middle of the road a little bit. And then for this corner here, we want to kind of cut it as well, but keep it nice and tight. And then keep yourself left for this corner. I'm still in 4th gear. I go down to 3rd gear. Because you want to set up your exit down the straight. And then hard on the throttle here. You're going up through the gears. Go down the straight. I'm shifting when the lights are flashing. So you'll see the lights flash. That's when I shift to gear. I'm bringing it maybe 125. So before the 100 marker. I'm going down to 3rd gear. And I drive out here. In the final corner, I'm braking at 100 again. Down to 2nd. Get as close to that curb as possible, but try not to hit it. I hit that by accident, but try not to hit it. And then try not to hit this one. And we're flat out from here. This final corner should be almost flat, or flat. And that's a lap. So basically, it's fairly easy in terms of like cars in iRacing, but iRacing's pretty slippery sometimes. So just be ready for it to slide around, and if it gets sideways, just catch it. Just practice kind of catching the car, I guess. The other thing I would say is trail braking is really difficult in this car. So you watch I brake very hard at the start, and then I get like right off the brake. So at this point, I'm like basically off the brake. And if you hold too much brake, it just goes wide every time. Anyway, so that's how I drive this car. I've never raced this car before, I should say. So I just started doing laps. I've done 9 laps, but my boyfriend has raced it before, so he's given me a bunch of tips. But you'll be fine. This car should be like easier than the previous cars. So yeah. And if you want me to like have a look at your driving, just like yell out like over TeamSpeak or anything, and I'll help you out. I'll have a look. Okay, cool. Thanks.